Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Prenatal Yoga. I'm Bonnie Golden, teaching from TMC's The Core at La Encantada. I'm a prenatal and postpartum yoga specialist. Today, if you don't already have it nearby, have a yoga strap or something you can substitute, like a necktie or a stretchy band, a bathrobe tie. We'll be using that today. I'd like to begin in having coming to the center with the breath and having this little mudra. I'm going to show this to you so everyone can see. You're going to bring your pinky and your ring finger together and then pretend you're kind of holding a ball. So come into any comfortable seat and bring that mudra, which is basically a seal, down here near your baby's dwelling place. And the significance of this mudra, it kind of brings our energy present. It also cultivates serenity, a feeling of being calm and centered. So let's take a few breaths here, inhaling long, slow, and deep. And feeling as if you're touching your baby with your breath. Exhale long, slow, and deep. And feel like your shoulders are relaxing when you exhale. Couple more like that. Inhale. And exhale anything that you don't need for your practice today, everything that came before and anything that's waiting for you after. Let it be in the past and the future, becoming present for this very special time with your baby. One more if you haven't already. Good. Becoming centered and calm. Interlace your fingers and stretch your knuckles and palms forward. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and hinge your chin toward your chest. Lengthen up toward the sky and find room. Find room for your breath, for your baby who's growing every day, for your organs and your digestive system. Root down and rise up. We're going to make little circles as if it's a halo. So just starting to relax the shoulders, circles behind your head, like one of those Renaissance angel paintings. Go a few more times and the other way. So just releasing from the upper back, the neck, the shoulders. Stretch your arms up. Bring them forward now, and then toward your chest, rounding and stretching with the breath. Just like a seated cat-cow, but with some shoulder release, upper back release. Inhale, exhale, stretch your arms up. Let's take an easy side bend to one side. And the other side. Breathing and floating up and around to the second side. It should feel really good today. Just all that tension release, whatever time of day it is. And then inhale, exhale, let arms float up, press the air down. And a couple of these snow angels. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, please. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. If your legs are crossed, go ahead and change the cross of your legs. Bring your hands to your knees and start to circle in the pelvis. So you can feel you're kind of giving your baby a little ride here. But you can also feel that the pelvis is making contact in different places along your mat, along your pillow, whatever you're sitting on here. And just this movement, is really relaxing, releasing, go the other way. In labor, there's a thing that we call rhythm. So sometimes just coming into this rhythm can help change your relationship to pain. And hinge forward, bring your fingertips to the floor. Keep your spine fairly straight. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Walk both hands over to your left. And a nice stretch on the lateral line of your body. Breathing in, breathing out. Walk hands to center and to the other side. Really feeling that lower back. I hear a lot of that in pregnancy. Just that, the physics of baby growing forward and putting a stress on the lower back. So let's find some length, find some stretch, find your breath, and walk your hands in and toward the midline. Excellent. We're going to come to all fours to the table pose. If you're on a hard surface, feel free to take a blanket, a towel, beach towel, something that you have for your knees for padding. So this is table pose. And look down, notice if your wrists are under your shoulders and spread your fingers out so that the middle finger faces forward. Look behind you, have your knees under your hips and then widen your knees. So make a lot more room in the pelvis. Again, let's start with circles here. Just circling, bringing that movement into shoulders, bringing that movement into hips. Again, taking your baby for a ride here. Breathing, breathing. And curl your toes under, let your hips draw back. Start to really feel length in the hips, in the glutes. So what you want to maintain and cultivate is a balance of relaxation and strength, of length and strength in your muscles. Come forward a little bit without sagging and move back. So the toes are curled under. Make the knees as wide as you want them to be. And just sliding and gliding forward and back. So there's strength as we come forward. There's length and stretch as you come back. This is a nice kind of movement you can do in early labor and now and the rest of your life. Good. And coming back to the table pose, reset your table. Press into your 10 fingertips and shrug your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen your neck forward, kind of shake your head out. I feel like you have length all the way along the vertebrae of the spine. And then bring chin to chest. Rotate the hips down. Feel that nice stretch in the lower back again. Keep going. These cat and cow, I call them turtle and cat. And get a sense, really feel, you might even want to palpate, touch your pelvis and feel how you're rotating it forward and back. So really getting to know these movements. Again, we want all of that mobility in the pelvis. When pregnant, we want to still remain strong. A couple more of these cat turtles. Good. And then bring the toes over to your left. Feel like you're looking at your tail. Take your right hand, bring it over to the left. Oh, it feels so good. Nice side stretch. And second side, sweep the feet over, stretch the left hand over to the right. So you have a nice C shape on the side of the body. Helps the breath, helps make room for baby. Excellent. And then curl the toes under, widen your knees. Again, now bring the hips back toward the heels. And you can, one potato, two potato, stack your fists underneath your forehead. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And breathe down, down, down into the belly. Touch your baby with your breath. And then when you exhale, like you to feel as if you're hugging your baby with your inner core. Inhale, expand. Breathe into your pelvic floor if you can feel that. And exhale, hug your baby and feel your pelvic floor, maybe lift. One more time. And excellent. Slowly make your way up. Let's stretch your right leg back, bringing the toes to the ground, shrugging shoulders away from the ears. Kind of shift your hips around, kind of feel as if you're even. Bring your left fingertips forward. Then, if you feel stability, lift your right leg up to hip height, but not higher. And then left arm out, palm facing in. Press into the right fingertips strongly so you're not shrinking into that right shoulder. And good. We'll go to the second side. Incremental, kind of a nice way to stabilize the spine, some core work in pregnancy. Opposite hand, opposite leg. You can take the back leg up, and only if you feel like there's stability, bring your right arm forward, lengthen out the fingertips, stretch out the back of the leg, breathe. And one more time, each side. You can go right into these sunbirds, or you can go in the increments that we just went through. Breathing. And second time, second side. Root down to rise up. Excellent. And inhale, exhale, release. Shake out your wrists. Do some of these John Travolta's, one of my signature moves. Well, it's John Travolta's signature move, but this releases your wrists. Shake it out. Okay, we're going to downward facing dog, just for 3 to 5 breaths. Done a little differently than in non-prenatal yoga classes. So bring your wrists slightly forward of your shoulders. And again, look at your fingers. Press into the pads of the 10 fingers. So take tension off your wrists. Middle finger forward. As you curl the toes under, keep the knees bent. Lift your hips up and back. And once you're here, bring your legs wider. Bend your knees and let your pelvis come back. So bringing the legs wider really helps open up the muscles around the pelvis, the glutes. Root down and rise up. You can pedal a little bit. 2, 3, 4 more breaths. Do what works for you, but you really want to feel that nice tractioning of the spine. Shake your head out a little bit. And then go ahead and release the knees down. Big toes together, knees apart, coming to child's pose for 3 breaths. And be in touch with the feeling of your breath. Inhaling, expanding around the belly, the ribs, the back. So feel like you're even breathing into your back now. And when you exhale, that there's the pelvic floor lifts and you're hugging your baby from within. 2 more like that. Inhale, soften, expand, like blowing up a balloon. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, hug your baby from within. Beautiful. Slowly make your way up. Take a drink of water if you need it. Always stay hydrated. We're coming to our knees now and stretching the left leg out. Toes can be forward and leg can be even further forward of the hip. So you find your sweet spot. Everyone's different. Bring your right hand to your hip. Slide the left hand down toward the ankle. Keep the chest nice and open. Feel the expansion along the side of the body. Breathing in and out. Then bring this right hand behind your head and feel like the chest is open. The gate pose. And optional is to bring the top arm up, wrist above shoulder. And the third variation is to turn so that the palm is facing down and the upper arm is beside your ear. You can hold your baby from the outside if that feels good. Nice. Inhale, exhale, release. If you need to touch down, touch down. We're coming to side two. Water here. Now you can look out and see if your knee and your ankle are more or less aligned. Again, everyone's different, so you can have the leg a little forward or back. So we'll let the left arm come up. And nice lateral stretch, the gate pose. Breathe. Bring hand behind head. Make it work for you. All these variations, they're all your yoga. That's my motto. Or then lastly, upper arm beside the ear. Keep breathing. Your breath is a movement practice. It's keeping movement within the body. It's keeping you steady and calm. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale, release. Very mindfully bring the leg in. You could take it forward, curl the back toes under, press into your front heel, and make your way up to standing. So we're going to be using a strap. Like I say, it doesn't have to be an actual official yoga strap. It could be a bathrobe tie or a men's tie, or a necktie, I should say, anyone's tie. So go ahead and hold the strap wider than your shoulders and come to mountain pose. So in mountain pose, our feet are hip joint distance apart. I'd like you to be aware of that your ribs are right over your pelvis and not thrusting forward. Okay, so ribs over the pelvis. How can you find that? Shift your weight a little more into the heels. Okay, so maybe 53% of your weight is in your heels and holding on to the strap. Inhale, move back so you can see the whole movement. Inhale, bring the strap up over the head. Keep rooting into your feet, inner and outer arches, kind of lifting, finding space, lifting off your hip joints, feeling like there's room. We're always making room in prenatal yoga. And then we'll take the strap up and over just to where you find your sweet spot, to your left. And then bend your left knee a little. Yeah. And inhale, exhale, back to center. Up and over, second side. A nice long stretch, length. Bend your right knee if you want to. And making your way back to center. Keep holding your strap. I'll turn sideways so you can see. And bring it behind you. Now, what I want you to be really careful of is not thrusting and pushing the energy forward. You still want to maintain mountain pose. Feel free to slide your hands wider. And making room for the breath. Making room for your lungs, making room for baby. Inhale, exhale. Strap comes up and over. So we're going to do this flossing a few times. This is just a simple movement. You could do it seated. You could do it standing. You could do it after baby comes. No matter how you give birth, you can still move your shoulders around after feeding baby, whether you're nursing or using bottle or a combination. The shoulders do get tight, the chest gets tight. So we're breathing with this. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, exhale. Really getting in touch with your breath is so key to prenatal yoga. Two more, please. Now I'm going all the way around. That may not be okay for your shoulders. Just make it work for you. And go ahead and put the strap down. We'll get back to it later. And standing in this pose I call a mountain pose. So the palms are forward. The bottom tips of the shoulder blades relax down to your hips. Feel that the whole sternum is open, has space. Shift your weight left and right, forward and back. Find that plumb line. Yeah, beautiful. Place your hands on your hips. Bring your feet a little wider than hip distance. And this idea of dancing is a really nice one to keep in mind, just to keep from getting too tight in one of the hips. I like to think of this like a dancing clock. We're going to 12, 3, 6, 9. You can dance with your partner in labor and go the other way, counterclockwise. Beautiful. Breathing, breathing. Excellent. Let's bring our legs open. Have your toes forward. Come first to the star pose. Energize out any stress through your fingertips. Just let it go. Toes are forward, okay? And you can feel as if the inner thighs are rolling back. Excellent. Now pivot your left toes to the left. Kick your right heel back to the right. And as the palms now face forward, we'll come into triangle pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Excellent. Look forward or look up. Watch your head. Don't let it kind of drop down. Use both sides of your neck muscles. And just a great opening of the hips. You can hold baby, of course, as we've said before, from the outside. Inhale, exhale. Back of the body brings you up. Let's face the short end of the mat. And we'll bring I'll show you this way for a minute. Arms in what's called Cactus Pose. So the feet are about hip joint distance apart. They're pretty far apart. We're going to bend the front knee towards smaller toes of the feet. Open the chest, let elbows come back. And make your way up. Keep going, your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, please. Feel that uplift, that joy of being pregnant. Last one, staying here, gaze forward or up. Feel your spine moving forward in and up. Yeah, beautiful. And inhale, exhale, release your arms down. Straighten the front knee. Turn your toes forward. Take the star pose again. You can heel toe as wide as is comfortable for you. So again, take up space. This is the only time in your life, whenever you're pregnant, that 2 hearts are beating in one space. We're going to do a couple of rotations here before we go to the second side. Join me. You rotate the shoulders opposite. One goes internal, one goes external. Just releasing, releasing. Beautiful. Relax your arms down, shake them out. And let's come to side 2 in the triangle pose. So in prenatal yoga, we want the front heel aligned with the back heel. So try to look, that kind of gives us more room for the pelvis. Float arms up, palms forward. And here we go into triangle pose, second side. Now you can have a smaller width of your legs, or you can have a wider width. Really make it work for your body. You can also hold baby from the outside. Breathing, breathing. And let the back body bring you up strongly. Beautiful. We'll come to face short end of the mat again. The heels are hip joint distance apart. I'm going to face you for a sec so you can see. I'd like you to kind of rotate, feel the hips, feel the pelvis. Feels if they're going square-ish. And then take a test to see that your front knee is not tracking way past your front toes. So take that little test. And we'll do cactus arms again on the second side. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale. Keep going. Open the chest. Always take a break if you need some water. You need to use the bathroom, which happens a lot when, obviously, when we're pregnant. Please do so and resume. Last one, cactus arms and warrior one. Gazing forward or gazing up. Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale, release. Turn toes forward and make your legs wide again. One more time. Star pose with palms forward. Drop your shoulders every time you exhale. And relax your arms down. Go ahead and grab your strap again, or whatever you're using for a strap, and place it on your right shoulder. You're just hanging it on the right shoulder. I'm going to take the right hand out, turn the palm back, and grab the strap wherever it lands. So we don't want to try to grab both hands here. Take the other arm up, stretching it up, bending your elbow, and then finding the strap. So it's kind of aligning your spine. And this is cow face pose. Just a really nice sense of spaciousness in the chest. Press your head into the top arm and the top arm into your head. It's also a neck strengthener. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, some of you may be able to grab hands. I'm not advocating for that. Some can, maybe some shouldn't. Don't get aggressive with it. Relax and just feel that opening. And we'll put the strap on the second side. Bringing left arm out, finding the strap in the middle. And then the other arm comes up and it's the second side. So can you notice, is there a difference between the sides? Picture the strap aligning your spine. Again, gently press your head into the back hand. Pardon me, your back hand into your head. Come out slowly, not quickly. Feels so good. And go ahead and release the strap. So the last standing pose I want to give you before we do some more on the ground is, again, that family tree pose. Please be near something where you can touch it for balance, a chair, a bed, whatever is in your space. I'm going to just bring my back to this shelf here. And let's bring our hands to the mudra that we started with, the pinky and the second finger together, down here where baby dwells. Gaze somewhere into the horizon. So what yoga also cultivates is a sense of concentration. Relax your jaw and shift your weight to your left foot. Rotate your right hip so that your right heel just parks like a kickstand right above the ankle. Pause here, breathe down, find your focus, and root. Feel like you have roots in your feet down into the earth, and the top of the head moves toward the sky. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, optional, if you want to play with balance, make sure you can find something to help you. If your back is against the wall a little bit, that's fine. But don't push it if it doesn't feel right today. Feel like there's a magnet at the midline. I call it family tree pose. Beautiful. And good. Release your hips. And remember, this mudra kind of helps our energy stay centered and brings a sense of serenity. So shift your weight now to your right foot Rotate the left foot, park the heel at the inseam, and sense the midline. Gaze somewhere into horizon. Shoulders relaxed. Breathe. You want to be steady like a tree. Even if the wind is blowing around, you stay strong at your core. Optional is to bring the bottom foot up. Everyone's different here. Remember, you want to be able to touch something. Beautiful. And inhale, exhale, release, shake your feet out. Let's take some more hip circles before we come back down to seated. Circling one way, then the other. And then the actual last thing is I want you to just sweep your arms around. Just kind of loose, letting go. You can bend the knee. And breathe. Excellent work. So the standing poses when we're pregnant have a different feeling, especially the longer you go in pregnancy than when we weren't pregnant, right? So go ahead and come to a staggered stance and let both knees bend. Gently come to the floor or come to the floor any way you can get there. Sit on your blanket or your pillow, whatever gives you cushioning so that you're not sitting on your tailbone. I'm going to take the strap substitute and bring your legs out straight. They can be as wide apart as your hips. Have your toes point toward the sky and drop your shoulders away from your ears. This is Dandasana, the staff pose. Think about that breath coming down and the dignity of your spine, hugging your baby on the exhale. So it's not only sitting, it's not just sitting. There's a lot of muscular energy here. One more breath like this. Beautiful. With your strap, go ahead and lasso both feet at the same time. So we're going to bring the strap around, let's say, the arches of your feet. Now hold the strap so you can maintain this upright posture. Shoulders soften away from ears. Go ahead and shift your weight left and right. Try to feel symmetrical, right? None of us are perfectly symmetrical, but get a sense of that. And this is that dignified Dandasana, the staff pose. Get a nice stretch in your back of your legs. Micro bend your knees if you need to. If you're really tight in the back of the legs, you can certainly do that. Now, press both heels away from you, even if the heels come off the ground, and your toes toward you. And you can feel that nice chain, the back line of connection of your body. We're releasing tightness in the legs, can release tightness in the hips, can release tightness in the back. Feels so good. And release the strap. Bring your right leg in. Have your foot solidly on the ground, and you can have it pretty wide, maybe even with your pelvis, and then widen the left leg out. Inhale, get taller, and just rotate kind of the ribs. You can get a little wider here, make a lot of room toward that outstretched leg. Press the back hand, the back fingertips into Mother Earth as you rise. Breathing, breathing. Gaze a little more behind you. Turn your neck a little more behind you if that's comfortable for you. Beautiful. Release both legs wide. Release your ankles by circling your big toes. Beautiful. circle one way and then the other. And again, I've talked about this before in these classes, just getting that circulation from out of the ankles, the lower legs, the swelling, getting rid of edema that way. Yeah, excellent. We're going to take that same opening on side 2. So get a sense that you have space, okay? So this foot can point out. This leg can be as wide open as you want it to be. Inhale and then exhale, sort of turning, everything is one towards second side. And when you inhale, get a little bit taller. When you exhale, let your shoulders relax. All those to-do lists, everything melts away. Being present in your practice. Again, looking behind you a little more if you want to. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, unwind. Help your foot in and then bring the soles of the feet together. Either close or as close if this is comfortable for you to your groins. We're going to just do some butterfly here. Maybe one and the other, kind of feel which one is more tight and get some circulation in the hips. So remember, in prenatal, we're looking for this balance. We want to be strong, but we want flexibility in the pelvis, in the pelvic floor to get the baby out, right? Good. And then lead with the heart about 50% forward and pause. You can hold your ankles. You can put the peace sign between your big toe and your second toe. Nothing forced. Let your breath be your companion. Really anchoring your awareness to your breath. While feeling sensations in your body will help you manage pain and not let it turn into a lot of suffering. And then if you feel like you have more space, lead a little bit more with the heart. Again, we're not rounding, just tilting forward, hinging forward. And feeling that opening in the pelvis, in the pelvic floor. Beautiful. Go ahead and rise up. Bring yourself to any easy cross leg shape. You might be able to, if you can see, it depends how pregnant you are, there's like a diamond shape. You can see the floor there. We're going to inhale and turn, bring your right hand to your right knee, turn your chest and belly over gently to the left. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, back to center. We'll do the second side. Just a nice open twist. It's not one where we cross over. We keep everything nice and open. Feels so good. And then inhale, exhale, back to center. I invite you to make your way to your left side for about a minute or two. Don't skip this relaxation. It's what is worth it in our life, right? For stress. So you can lie on your left side. I'm showing 2 blankets. Bring the second blanket or a pillow, if you can, between your knees and your ankle joints. So you want that nice spaciousness in the hips. And then lie on your left side. If you need a pillow, towel under baby's space, go ahead and bring it. Otherwise, just come down to a restful place. You've earned it, mama. Fidget around, find a place that's your sweet spot. You don't want to be fetal position. You want your knees around where your hips are or lower. Send your breath to your baby as your whole face relaxes, your eyelids, your forehead, your jaw. Picture a pocket of serenity in your heart. See how you touch that place in your practice, in your pregnancy. Everything that goes on around us cannot touch that place deep in our hearts. That place of serenity for you and that you're sending to your baby. Two hearts beating in one space. Please stay as long as it's comfortable for you. When it's time to come up, I'd like you to press your hands into the earth. Use your arm strength to push up to seated. Coming back to your seated position. Making the mudra we've been working with today down by your baby's dwelling place. Take a nice, long, slow, deep breath. Touch baby with your breath and exhale long, slow, deep. One more like that, please. Thank you so much for the privilege of guiding you in your practices today, everybody. Have a beautiful week. Thank you.